Greetings guys and gals, this is GSL bringing you the best in esports. Today I have a kind of like a vlog type commentary. Don't really know exactly what these are called, but before you get started you can obviously see that I am back at CSU, back in the dorm. I apologize for this up here. I wish I could just block it off, but I'm sorry if that offends you. I really can't do anything about it as it is on the wall. Don't want to take it off or anything like that. I could move my computer, but my desk is in this area, and so that's going to be bad. But anyways, first of all, before I get started, this is going to be about improvements to the GSL kind of suggestions and Starcraft 2 as well. But just got this mouse. Okay, so this is a basic optical by Microsoft. Cost me $15. Very, very good. Smaller, a lot smaller than my other mouse. I'm gonna go get my other mouse real quick. Maybe I can not unplug my stuff, and I don't have to actually, which is nice. But yeah, I'm gonna get my other mouse to show you guys what's up with that. So here, as you guys can see, is Microsoft Basic Optical right there. And that's exactly the packaging it came in and everything. So that's that. And then here's the mouse I was using. It's like Microsoft Blue Optical USB. And this isn't a mouse review, but you can just compare. And these actually, wow, they look like the same size. But there you go. You can see. Oh, I guess they look like the same size, but they're definitely not. This the blue one, a lot lighter actually. I mean wider, not lighter. Well, that too. But actually, Actually, yeah, this one fits better in my hand. It allows me to do, because I'm one of those players that does more of the like I don't have a palm grip, if you know what I'm saying. Like I have more of like the claw grip when I play. But I actually dropped all my papers, and that's where all my notes are. I'm gonna do most of this on the fly, but I did make notes just in case. And I also changed from this mouse pad. You can see Electronics Boutique right there. This is literally from like the 1700s. It has some no explode on it and other things that I spelt on it, I guess. But this is the keyboard, or the not the keyboard, the mouse pad that I got. It's a SteelSeries Mini, the Q something something something. And I'm super happy with that. I'm gonna do a review on that as well. And I have the Dell Quiet Key keyboard for my laptop, because obviously I don't play on the laptop keyboard. Who does that? But I'm gonna do a review on that, and I also ordered a Samsung QSEN SEM DT35 keyboard. That's all the keyboard that the Korean programmers used to use in Brood War, if you didn't know that. So I ordered that from G Market. Hopefully it comes in. Hopefully it doesn't get shipped off to like Africa or something. But at any rate, that's what I ordered, and that's about it. So let's get into this commentary, guys. At first, I was gonna make this video titled "Why the GSL Sucks," and I was gonna be just complain about why I don't like the GSL. But then I was walking over from getting some food actually, and I was like, you know what, Ryan? It's really easy for you to come up with a problem, or just be like, this and this and this is wrong with this. It's very, very difficult and very more admirable, I believe, to come up with a solution. So here are some of my improvements that I hope that Blizzard makes on not only Starcraft 2, but the GSL as well, because they're really closely associated with that, and Gretech. But first, before I get into that, just real quickly, you guys can see how freakishly long my hair is. I mean, you can see from both sides how long it is, and you guys can make fun of me all you want. It doesn't really bother me too much. But I am going to dye it brown tomorrow. Brown. Like, this is going to be brown tomorrow. It's a total Asian thing to do. And so I haven't been able to like wash it or anything. That's why it looks so bad. It's because I just can't do it. I can't put like wax in it or gel in it, whatever your hair product of choice is. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about GSL and Starcraft 2. So first of all, let's talk about how different these two games are. First of all, you have Brood War over here on your left-hand side, and then you have Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty on this side. Brood War has been around for 12 years. Been around for 12 years, and it's dominated by Koreans. I'll talk about Day 9 later, but there's no doubt that it is dominated by the Koreans. If you've watched WCG, you obviously know that. And it's very, very Korean dominant, and that's because it's very, very mechanical, and they are super good somehow at that mechanical play. They do play like 12 hours in their little dormitories or whatever they do. And so they play a lot, and it's just monotonous. The builds don't really change, although we have seen a kind of a change in ZVZ, and also a big change in the way Protoss players play against Zerg with that quick +1 speed lot attack, which is pretty freaking awesome. I just casted Bisu versus GGAMO, aka Gagamo, so you guys should go check that out after you watch this. But yeah, so those are the difference. There's a ton of history with Brood War. There's, the Boxer, the Nada, the Nara, the Reaches, and that's about as far as my history goes. But there's players before that when they wore the funky suits and stuff, when they wore those things, and everyone had their hair parted like this in like a weird V thing, and they looked like Power Rangers, but it was freaking awesome. They didn't even have boosts back then. But just so much history, and a cool video is actually one. There's a Team Liquid thread on it. It's if you look up OSL history video, maybe you can find it. And at the end, it's a history that they played at the end of the Korean Air OSL 2010, and it has like the history of the OSL from when it started to when it ended, and it's accompanying with like 4 secondhand serenade songs. Really good video. I actually downloaded it and put it on my iPod so I can watch it whenever I want. And I downloaded those songs, so that was awesome. But there's so much history. SC2 doesn't really have that much, and I think that's why people aren't really as interested in it as they are in Brood War, because there's just so much history in Brood War, not that much in SC2. We also have the fact that in SC2, the build orders change about every 5 days, which is normal. It's not anyone's fault. That's, of course, not anyone's fault. The game is new. The game is like not even 6 months old, or maybe 6 months old, or a little bit over actually. I think it came out in August, which would make it like 6.5, 7-ish months. But at any rate, the things change, and you don't really know what's that good and that bad. So it's kind of a toss-up, and it's kind of hard to follow sometimes if you're not actually playing the game. And even if you are, the stuff that you do as a bronze player, or a silver, gold, platinum, even a diamond or a high diamond, and even masters, is way different than the pro guys do it. They do way crazier stuff. We saw a lot of void rays from the pros, and then a lot of it just trickles down to the lower levels as time goes by. So it seems like bronze players are always like 5 or 6 steps behind the masters players and stuff like that. Like, they get the builds and the build orders a lot later, it seems like, and so that's another reason why it's very, very hard to follow. We also have the game's maps that are, I think Blizzard made good maps. Okay, I don't want to say they're bad, but they need to make more maps. I mean, pretty much they have said that they're going to leave the map creation to the populace, and that's pretty much the public. They're going to let us make the new maps. But they really need to make new maps, man, because we can't make maps to put in the ladder. And I know that Warcraft 3 really never got any new maps besides the expansion, and I know that there's going to be 2 more expansions for Starcraft 2, but they need to make new maps. I mean, there's like, 8 maps maybe that they put in the ladder, maybe it's like 6 or something. That's not that many, and it gets boring. And they're so freakishly small, man. They're like really super tiny. I think the biggest 2v2 map is like Jungle Basin, that's actually in the ladder pool. And they just need to make them bigger. A lot of the iCut maps are a lot bigger, and they play so much differently. And I think if we would have that range to like big maps and medium maps and smallish maps and smaller maps, I think that would be so much better just in terms of gameplay, and it would make it a lot more interesting. We wouldn't see as much cheese as we are seeing, in the GSL and stuff with those bigger maps. So I think that's another thing. And finally, StarCraft 2. As much as you want to argue with me, you're not gonna win this argument. Is a lot of an easier game. Just to put it in perspective, and I know this is kind of flawed because all the iCup people, all the people who play iCup, are probably the ones that follow the pro league, and they do all the stuff that the extraordinary player does in SC2. A lot of people from SC2, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people just pick up an RTS game and like, oh, this is fun, and I'm going to play the campaign, and I'm going to try to do 3v3, 4v4, because I like having a team. They never do 1v1. Why would I want to do 1v1? I mean, I'm a loner. I don't want to be a loner. I want to play with other people. And they do that, and they don't watch the GSL. They don't know what the Pro League is. They don't know what Team Liquid is. And that's the majority of people, I believe. I believe the majority of people don't know about the competitive side of Starcraft. They just like to play an RTS, and that's perfectly fine. But what I'm getting at is when I was playing iCup, and I think I'm a better player altogether now, but I was D minus, and that was when I was like, oh, I'm gonna be just like Bisu and do this, do this, do this. And Brood War is just a lot harder of a game. You see more and more people having a lot more success in StarCraft 2. Just for example, you see people like Zergbong. Zergbong, not a good player, okay, not a good 1v1 player, winning the GSL. You see people like freaking Fruit Dealer. Who's Fruit Dealer? Who is Fruit Dealer? Who's OGSMC? No one knows. They're just random people that were on Height Entis or Estro in the practice league, not even on the actual team, and they're like, oh, let's go to StarCraft 2, and then they won because the game is a lot easier. There's auto mining, which doesn't make the game necessarily easier, just requires more multitasking. And there is smart casting, unit clumping. The units just clump together like crazy. Like, you'll have a group of Marines and they'll be in a clump like this big, instead of long lines as we saw in Brood War. There's more line type groups, I guess you could say, in Brood War than there is, because in StarCraft 2 everything is in a group of 4. It seems just this is the game. They both players build up their armies, and then there's Blob 1 against Blob 2, and they just go bam, and then one player wins instead of more multitasking, stuff like that. You do see drops go in the back, but it's not the same. It's just it's weird. It's weird if you really think about it, how weird it is that those units just clump together, and I just think that's part of the AI, the hardwiring of the actual game. And so SC2 a lot easier. Comparatively from D minus, now I'm the top 10. I'm actually ranked 7th in my diamond, so I'm kind of close-ish to Masters League. I know you guys will argue with me, but you can always tell when you're going into the next league when you start getting slightly favored people. That's how or slightly favored and favored people. That's how I've always judged it, because when you keep playing favored, that means they're kind of testing you to see if you can move on to the next league, and if you beat enough of them, you will move up. And I've just hit that point. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be in Masters League soon. But other than that, it's all good, because I just love the game. But yeah, the scenes are also so much different. You have the Brood War scene over on this side, you have the SC2 scene over on this side, and the Brood War scene over here has been established. You know when the OSL is, you know when the MSL is, they used to have the GOM TV MSL, I think, or something like that, and I don't know if they have it anymore. You know when WCG is. You know when the Winners League is. You know when the Pro League is. The Pro League happens every so often. The OSL happens every so often. And the thing is that's good, because it's just, you like to know when the football season is, you like to know when baseball season is. You don't like it to be kind of weird and random-ish. And to the GSL's defense, you can't really establish that because there's only been 4. But the scene is so established. We have people we like. We have people who have been good, or people who are on the rise and have gone through slumps, like Bisu or Flash even, or Jadon Jadon really hasn't ever gone through a huge slump. Or we have scandals, and we have this established thing that we're kind of moving fluidly, and the GSL is like it's just a lot different, just the fluidity of it, and that's why I think people don't like it nearly as much. We also have a good thing for the GSL is it can piggyback off of the Brood War scene. We have players like Nada and Boxer and Jelizerg and Zergbong, all of them coming to the GSL, to Starcraft 2, is awesome. I really like that. I really think that's really awesome, and it's going to help the scene out a lot because people like Boxer, Nada, Nada is like the most decorated player ever, and he's playing in the GSL. Well, I want to go see that, so I'm going to go watch, and I think that they can really kind of pick up off of that. So I really think that's a good thing that all those players are switching over, and not switching over, but the players that weren't playing. I mean, let's be honest, Boxer and I think Reach should switch over too, but Boxer and Nada and Reach, like, when's the last time they played in a pro league match or made it into an individual league? Not a while. And so it's kind of cool that all the players are kind of switching over, the old ones at least. I think the new players should still go to Brood War, but that's just my honest opinion. Alright, so now that we've kind of set up a basis of our knowledge right here and here. I don't know why I'm really obsessed with this little hand thing here, but I am. So we got that covered. Now what we want to see, what I want to kind of express, is the things that are wrong with the GSL. Okay. The things that are wrong with the StarCraft 2 scene, the StarCraft 2 Pro scene, is the GSL is pretty much the only real pro thing. I guess you can call the TSL. $37,000 or $34,000. That's a lot of money. Okay, that is a lot of money for a prize pool. But there's not like qualifiers at a place. It's not like as established as WCG, even if it does have more money. I don't know how much WCG gives out. Sorry about that. But all this stuff is online, and I think that's cool that people can play from online. I think that's really cool. But it's not a pro established tournament like the GSL or the OSL or the MSL or WCG. And that's a problem because people will get bored of the GSL very, very quickly. The biggest thing I think is, even though they do have clans or teams, whatever you want to call them, they don't have a pro league, and the pro league I think is so crucial. The whole team thing is really big in my opinion. It just makes a whole new element to the game because you want to win for your team, and that puts a little bit of other pressure on you, and other than wanting to win for yourself. That's a lot different. Like in tennis, you can do tournaments as much as you want, but when you have a high school versus high school match, you're not only playing for yourself, you're playing for all the rest of your teammates because you need to get more wins than the other high school. Even if you win, they lose, then you still all lose, and that's why everyone is pushing to win. It's the same thing with a relay team. You're not just racing around so you can win your part of the race, but you want to do well so you win as a team, and I think that's a huge part. I think that's really what brings StarCraft to a whole new level, is that team aspect, and how there's trading in between teams, and there's rivalries between teams, and you see people going up against other people on different teams, and you see kind of mismatched matchups, and you see ace matches and stuff like that. I think that really creates not only stars from the ace matches. You're like, oh, they're putting him up as ace, he must be a really good guy, But it also just makes it just unifies the scene as a whole. So I think that they definitely need to implement a pro league, and I don't really see any cons to it. I'm sure they can generate the revenue for a pro league. Maybe you don't give as much money, but really, it doesn't matter. It's going to help out so much. But with that, they would obviously need to start getting on their horse and making some maps. Also, the commentary for StarCraft 2, there's so many StarCraft 2 commentators. There's almost as many StarCraft 2 commentators as there are Modern Warfare or Black Ops, Call of Duty commentators. There's Call of Duty commentators everywhere. I personally listen to some of the Call of Duty guys, And there's so many. And there's so many StarCraft guys. You'll go into Team Liquid and it's like StarCraft 2 commentators. And the problem is everyone thinks, I know this is going to sound really cocky, but everyone thinks that they can be a commentator, and people have to realize for people to be commentators there has to be people that listen to them, and if everyone's a commentator then no one's really going to listen to anyone else. For the most part, obviously I listen to other commentators listen to other commentators, but you can't listen to everyone if everyone's a commentator. And some people aren't really like, this is so bad, but like I don't want to be ragging on people, and I'm not going to call anyone out for sure, but I just want to say not everyone can be a commentator. You can definitely work at it and improve, and like I know I watched my videos and I'm like, wow, that was terrible, and I'm sure I'll watch this video in a few months or so and I'll be like, wow, that was terrible. But a lot of people don't. If you're going to be a commentator, you have to put your whole heart into it. You have to definitely go out there and try to bring super high quality stuff. You can't have bad quality on your videos. You can't. Your voice, even as bad as that sounds, your voice has to be the right type of voice. And you have to have a real big passion. You can't just like do it because you want to get famous. The reason I'm doing commentary is not because I want to be on the most viewed of YouTube and all this. That would be nice. That would be nice, yeah. But it's not the reason I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing it is to try to further esports, because I just love esports so much. I love competitive gaming. I've done game battles. I've done MLG. I've done iCup. I've done TSL qualifiers. I've done other Starcraft 2 tournaments. I even made my own Starcraft 2 tournament and Brood War tournaments locally. And I just love the scene, and I want it to get big. I want it to be like Korea. I want me to be able to go to an arena packed full of people and watch some StarCraft or watch some Call of Duty or something like that. I think that would be awesome, and so that's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to get people into it. And I tried to get a lot of my friends into it that didn't play video games. And it's, check this out. This is StarCraft. This is a game. And they're like, you're such a nerd. And I was like, yeah. But they tried it, because they're my friends. And it was awesome, and we had a good time. And they liked it. They said it was fun. They said they'd do it again when I had my tournament. So that's why I do commentary personally. And also because I'm filling a place where there's kind of a lack. There's kind of a lack in Brood War commentary, so that's why I'm doing Brood War commentary. I'm also going to start doing reviews and stuff. And I just like being out there and being able to talk to people about different types of stuff. I love talking to my subscribers about different builds, or when I mess up, I like when they correct me, like the whole stasis and status thing. That was kind of funny. And the what was it? Shine instead of shine, I was saying shrine. And when Moktira just sent me a whole like Santa list full of things I needed to improve on. That was awesome. That's why I do commentary. And so the StarCraft 2 scene, that was like a huge tangent I went on, but the StarCraft 2 scene, it's just so saturated with commentaries, and they're just range from amazing, like absolutely amazing, to, you know where I'm going with this. Bad video quality. They only talk every like 5 minutes, and they don't know what they're talking about. And when I don't know what I'm talking about, I hate that. I hate when I don't know what I'm talking about. When someone's like, well, he was doing this instead of this, like attacking his own Zergling and splashing the DT. I think that happened a few videos ago. And I was really pissed. I was like, well, how did I not see that? How did I not see that? And I try to improve. And it's kind of funny because, like, in the shower or when I'm alone, I like commentate on what I'm doing and try to make it better and try to make it interesting. And I'm actually a business major, and I did DECO, which is like you do mock business interviews and stuff, and it really helped me on my public speaking. And I love giving public speeches, and I love doing all this stuff. And I think that this is just a foothold, a stepway. So, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a thing that I would grab on to get to a higher point. That's what I'm gonna say, because I don't know what the phrase is, but I think that it's stepping stone. It's a stepping stone to job interviews or public speaking stuff, where I'll be able to just rattle it off, and that's why I do commentary. And you have to be committed if you're gonna do it. And I think we should start kind of weeding out the people that aren't as gonna. And if that happens to be me, I'll go in a different direction and I'll do something else because I don't want to put a negative influence on something I love. I would never want to do that, and I I really love this scene. I really love the esports scene, and I love talking to all you guys about esports and how much you love it. And so if it ends up happening that I'm not the best one, and all the commentators should be the elite of elite, and if I'm not the elite, then I'll be more than happy to leave. But on a more happier note, that's why I think the StarCraft 2 scene is not as it's pretty good. Like, you see Husky's videos are on the most viewed, at least the top 20 most viewed, usually a lot, almost every day. You see HD has some videos on there too. But the thing is all those videos don't mean anything. The only videos that mean something are videos from the SC Reddit tournament, and those don't even mean that much. I don't want to downplay that, but they don't even mean that much. The only tournaments that really mean something that people really want to see is the top of the top. You see people don't really go to AAA baseball games. They don't go to minor league baseball games. People don't go to minor league hockey games. They don't go to minor league football games. Not as many people went to the Arena Football League, and that's why it closed. You want to see the top of the top of the top, and that's the GSL. And guess what? We cannot commentate on the GSL because you have to pay to watch it, and if we did that, then we would get banned, blah, 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 blah. And so that's why I think it's very, very hard for people to view the GSL, first of all, because it's at 3 o'clock at night for most, or in the morning for most people, during the week. And second of all, because it's hard to get to. You have to make an account, and you have to watch it live, or you have to buy a pass, I believe. I don't have an account for the GSL, so I don't really know. But you have to do that, or you have to make an account and pay $20, I think, for a season pass. So it's a lot harder, actually, not even a little bit, a lot harder to view than Brood War VODs are, because Brood War VODs, thanks to Maktira and Navake and the late John747, have been just amazing. And you can watch any video you want, you can watch any match you want, and it's freaking awesome. And I want to just thank those 3 people for all they have done for the esports community, because it's not easy uploading all those videos. It's not easy at all uploading those videos. I know it takes me to I know they probably don't render them, but for me it takes about 30 minutes to render a 15-ish long video, and at home with a normal internet connection it took me about another 30 minutes. So it takes an hour just of your computer being eaten up. So it's freaking awesome, and I just want to thank those 3 people for doing all they do and all the uploading they do. And I use their videos to make my videos too, which is awesome. Also, the commentary that doesn't matter, the games that Husky and HD Cast and Starcraft and all the million other commentators, they don't matter. I cast the CSL. It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it's kind of cool because it's the colleges, individual colleges. That's why I like it, and because I'm in it. But it's not the top of the top, and the games really don't matter. So what if this person won over that? So what if CSU won over U of A? I want to see the best of the best, and we can't bring that to you for the time being, and that's why I think the scene isn't as good. Really, there's no way to do that because Blizzard and GomTV have to make money, and I think they're doing it in a very, very good way. I think they're doing it in a quality way. I think that Artosis and Tasteless are doing it in a very quality way, very, very manner. And so I don't have any solutions for that. It's just my opinion on what's wrong. Unfortunately, I don't have any solutions. Also, Day 9. I love Day 9. He's my favorite SC2 caster. By far, my favorite SC2 caster. However, in his last daily that I watched, I haven't watched a few recent ones. It's probably the 5th daily back. So 5 dailies back. He said that he doesn't believe that the foreigners are behind the Koreans. He thinks that the foreigners are as good as the Koreans. And to him, I say that is absolutely wrong. First of all, I'm Japanese, by the way, and if you know anything about Japanese and Koreans, I shouldn't like Korean people just because I'm Japanese. But I'm not like that, and so I'm technically a foreigner also, so I'm not being oh, my race is better than your guys's. It's not like that at all. It's just a simple fact that guess what? All 3 GSL winners are from Korea, and I know the GSL is Korea. I know you have to live there pretty much to qualify. Well, you have to go over there to qualify, and then you have to wait through the whole GSL. But they've all been Koreans, okay? And the semifinals, I hope this isn't going to spoil it anyway. There's been one semifinalist in the round of 4 that has been a foreigner, and it's Jinro, okay? All 3 of the rest of them and all 4 of the ones in the first GSL were Koreans. And again, when you think about this, the Koreans that are playing StarCraft 2 are not the best StarCraft players that are alive in Korea. For example, Flash, Bisu, Jaedong, Cal, Calm, Stork, Fantasy, Light, let's see who else I can name off. Zero. I mean, I can name off a lot of players, but those are the ones I really think that are really top notch. I'm sure I'm missing someone though. But think about that. They're not playing StarCraft 2. They haven't touched the game. And players like Zergbong, who is terrible at Brood War, are winning GSLs. Players like OGSMCs who nobody even freaking knows. Or players like OGS OGS Nada is good, and this is a lot of people's argument is that Boxer and Nada and Jelizerg are all in it, and they were amazing in the Brood War Pro League, so it is the best of the best, and it's like, no. Okay, when's the last time you saw Boxer for SKT1 play a freaking match? When's the last time, if Reach switched over, when's the last time you saw Reach play? The last time that Reach played was like the 10th of December, and the last time he played before that was like in October. Any games. Any like pro games that meant anything. And so, when's the last time you've seen him in the Star League? They aren't at the top of their Brood War game. They're not. They were back in the day when people were doing more, well, different stuff. And Nada. I mean, Nada's good. He's not on the top of his Brood War game though. And stuff like that. I mean, you can't say just because someone was good. That's like saying, well, Patrick Waugh is playing in the professional rollerblade team, and he's not winning. So, but he's in there. So I think that the other people that are playing with him are just as good as all of the all-stars that played ice hockey. You know, that's kind of a far-fetched statement, but it's the same thing. It doesn't make sense. It's not a fair statement. You can't tell me if Flash, Jaedong, and Bisu, and Fantasy, and Cal, and Calm, and Stork, if they came to StarCraft 2, they wouldn't be dominating the scene. At least, and this is a statement that I am willing to make, at least make it to the round of 16 consistently. Okay, because StarCraft 2 takes so much less APM and so much less multitasking. It's more about like not intuition. It's like more about like imagination is kind of the word, but I'm looking for something else. But you guys know what I mean. Not about mechanical stuff, but about like not making up stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. More about, it's not intuition. It's not really imagination. It's more, but something along those lines. And Bisu just made a build for Protoss that is working absolutely crazy for PvZ. Flash is Flash. Jaedong, ZVZ, I mean, you can't tell me that they're not going to dominate the scene. You can't tell me that someone like XIJABERWALKIX, who never did well in the Brood War scene at all, and even people like Jinro, or who's another one, Jinro, XIJABERWALKIX, or someone like or someone like Tyler, who was Noni. They're not even going to come close. They're not going to come close. Let's be honest. They're not going to come close, and I am dead serious. Day9 says the smartest things, but that is the only thing, which is impressive because he says a lot and he helps you out so much with your game. If you guys don't subscribe to him, you definitely should. I'm sure all of you do, though. But he is the freaking man. But when he said that, I was like, no, okay, no. It's not even close. The Scrub Squad is in for Korea when it comes to StarCraft 2. Okay? Let that be known that it's all scrubs compared to the Brood War players. And I hope you guys all know that, and I hope you guys all know that when Brood War ends, whenever that is going to be, which is probably not going to be for a year or two, and Flash and Bisu and Jaedong, if they do decide to come over, or the top players decide to come over, it's going to be a whole new ball game, because now you have the real heavy hitters, the people who cannot lose with the 75 win ratios. They're going to be playing, and it's going to be totally different. So that's my thing. Also, there's a freaking GSL every freaking month. That is ridiculous. I don't know why they set it up that way. Okay, StarCraft's been out for like, what, 6 months? And the first 2 or 3 months, there wasn't a GSL. Okay? Like the third, maybe it was the second month. Even if it was the second month, that's like 4.5 months. In 4.5 months, there's been 3.5 GSLs. That's retarded. It doesn't make it prestigious. There's nothing special about winning a tournament that happens every month. That's like winning the weekly SC Reddit. Yeah, it's cool, but does that make you amazing? You know why the World Series is amazing to win? Because it happens once a year. You know why the NBA championship is prestigious to win? Because it happens once a year. You know why the OSL is awesome? And this is different because you can play SC year round, but it's just like tennis. You know, there's like 4 different tournaments. You have Wimbledon, you have the Australian, then you have Wimbledon, then the French, I believe, and then the US Open to end it. There's 4 every year. It's not 4 in 5 months. And I think that's super important. The OSL, there's 2.5 every year. The Pro League, there's 2, maybe 2.5 every year. The MSL, 2.5 every year. And that's huge, because it makes it so prestigious. You have to work so hard, and it means more. It just means more when you have to. It just means more when there's less of them. It makes it more prestigious. If there's a tournament every week, you know, if they had a GSL every day, it'd be like, oh, this is a tournament of 16, and we just pick 16 random players, and they win $1,000. Well, that's retarded, because no one cares anymore. You need to slow down. Blizzard and Gretech need to slow down and not have a GSL every. Like, they started the round of 32 or 64. It was either the round of 32 or 64 before the semifinals were done for this GSL. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you guys are going at lightning speed. You're killing it. You're just killing the scene. No one's going to pay $20 every month to watch VODs. You know, I would pay $20 I would pay $20 to watch the OSL and the MSL. I know a ton of people would pay $20. Why wouldn't you? It happens 2.5 times a year. You have the beginning of the year OSL, you have the middle of the year OSL, and you have the OSL that wraps around from like November to January. And that's that, you know? So I think that they need to slow down and kind of take stuff from NBC and OnGameNet and be like, you know what, this seems to work, let's have 2.5 every year, or even 2 every year, or even 3. But don't have 4 in 5 months. That is stupid. That is ridiculous, and it pisses me off that they're gonna do that. It's just a money thing. It really is a money thing. Yeah, you're giving 4 players a chance to win like $50,000 or something. That's cool. You know, that's great. That helps esports. But you're killing the prestigiousness of the GSL. They're really just killing it. And you see that thread on Team Liquid and Gosu Gamers, wherever you go, that they rented like 5,000 seats out for some of the qualifying games, and like 10 people showed up to the tester game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Another thing that gets me mad is like saving spots for foreigners. I don't think you should save spots for foreigners. I think you should qualify or not qualify. The qualifying should be the same for everyone, and if no foreigners qualify, then that's fine, because that's not showing the best of the best people. Sorry, there's something in my eye right now. But if you save spots, I'm saving spots for people that did well in the previous tournament is definitely okay. I definitely agree with that. But if you save spots for people that just because they live somewhere else, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Plus, you have the problem where they were doing a bracket system. Now they're doing groups. I like the groups like 100 times better. I think groups are way better than bracket system because you can still get out by losing some of your games. You can in a best of, but if say the two best players always make it out, and if like two good players really good players meet in a bracket system, then only one of them is going to go on to like the round of 64 or the round of 32 or the round of 16, and it just gives the better players a chance, I believe, to make it farther in the tournament. What else did I have written down here? We did the best for nerds. That's it. Pretty much just the maps and the intros, man. Do not use the same intro. I'm almost positive they use the same exact intro for GSL seasons 2 and 3 and possibly 1. Change the intro. The cool thing about the Pro League and the MSL and the OSL is they change the intros constantly for like the round of 16 and stuff. And I haven't watched a lot of GSL, so maybe I'm just totally off on this. But all the GSL videos I've seen have had the same freaking intro with the guy in the bus. He's looking at his phone or whatever, and it's like really cool kind of interface comes up, and he goes outside and it's like whoosh, battle cruiser. The only difference was like one was like it's your turn to fly, and one was something else. And it was like that's the only thing. And then the GSL thing come up, which is really cool actually, that logo. And it came up, and one of them said Season 1, and one of them said Season 2. And it was like, wow. I bet that took about 15 minutes to do in After Effects, So just put more pride into what you're doing, guys. I think what you guys are doing is awesome, and right now I'm just kind of fake talking to Blizzard and Gretech. But I think that what you guys need to do is make stuff more prestigious, kind of slow down, not try to rush this whole thing. Because when you rush it like this, it's not really helping anyone. And keep in mind that the best of the best are not yet there, and when they do, it's going to be a whole different ball game. And just try to get more people involved. And it doesn't help at all when you're suing the company that made your game so big. Just FYI. I mean, I understand why you're pissed because it's your game, but let it go. Like, honestly, just money hungry. You're already getting like some odd million, billion, cajillion dollars off of WoW for all the people who play WoW, and they have to pay like, what is it, like $20 a month, which is ridiculous. Okay, so I don't think you guys need any more money. K-Spa and OnGameNet and NBC made Starcraft huge. Starcraft 2 would not have been even close to as big as it was without them. So really, you owe them a whole lot, and you guys need to realize that. But other than that, that's pretty much my thing. There's just little things that bother me about the GSL, and kind of some ideas about how to make it better. I honestly don't know really how to end this video. So I'm just going to do it by saying that if you guys could do what you can to support esports, that would be absolutely awesome. Just do your part, tell your friend about something, or go to a tournament, play in a tournament, and just do what you can. And even if esports isn't your thing, even if you're just a random person watching this video, the thing I want you guys to take out of this video is do what you love. Don't let anyone tell you what you should love or what you should like or what your hobby should be or what your passion should be. You got to make that. You got to find that for yourself. And that is absolutely huge, and you just got to go for it. You just got to do what you want to do and do it 100%. Don't half-ass something. Don't say that you want to do something. Don't say you want to make the basketball team. Don't say you want to make the CSL team. Don't say you want to impress this girl, but go after it and do it. Action is so much louder than words. Anyone can say anything, and I know you guys know that, but I just want to make the emphasis that being more with Starcraft, because I always was interested in Starcraft, and I kind of suppressed it for the whole high school popularity thing. And being myself in StarCraft, like tonight is a Saturday night. Shouldn't I be out partying? I'm in college. Yeah, like it's like I don't have to go out and party every single night. Like some nights I can just play StarCraft or make commentaries or do some administrative stuff with my YouTube channel or the CSL. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy. And I'm not with a bunch of people and drinking and I party and I socialize. It's not like I'm a total hermit. But really, you got to do what you want to do. You got to look inside yourself and ask, what is it that I'm passionate about? And you got to go for it, and you got to try to do your best to make it yours, because life is just way too short to be doing things that people are telling you to do. You're in college, so you should party. You're a loser because you're not with anyone on a weekend. You didn't go to this dance. Well, wow, I can't believe that. I can't believe you. You've never done this with a girl. I can't believe you. You've never, don't let people tell you what to do. People call me people. People actually don't really call me nerd that much. They kind of jokingly say that, and they think I'm a nerd, obviously. But here's the thing: they don't make fun of me for it because I'm so passionate about it. They realize how much it means to me, and when you realize something as a normal person, when you realize that someone loves something as much as they do, you see that, and you're proud for them. You support them. Somebody is really proud that they made the basketball team and they practice every day. Like, yeah, good. Go for it. That's awesome. Go after it, and you support them. And that's how my friends are, and even the people that aren't my friends, people I just meet. Like, what do you like to do? I like to do StarCraft commentaries. I like to play StarCraft. Oh, that's kind of cool, And I'm sure some of them are saying that, and then they go behind my back and say, "Oh my God, that guy's a nerd." Blah, blah, blah. But overall, if you're passionate about something and you're serious about it and you go for it, then people aren't going to say anything because they see that drive and they envy it. People envy drive these days because a lot of people are lazy. A lot of people won't go for what they want. They won't go for their goals. They won't shoot for the stars. They'll just kind of be passive, and I'm not going to be that type of person. I really want to make a difference. I really want esports to become big. And not even that's like not my only goal in life. I really want to be successful as a business person. I really want to stay in shape. I want to be athletic. It's not like I'm this total person who doesn't do sports. I did like four varsity sports in high school, so that's that. I love surfing. I love playing volleyball. I love playing sports. I keep up with sports. I just went to the BYU CSU game. We lost by 9, but that's pretty good against the 9th team in the nation. I like to hang out with girls. I've had my fair share of girlfriends. So, really, just because you like video games doesn't mean you have to be this, I'm a nerd person. You can be who you want to be. Just be who you want to be. And when you get older, you realize stereotypes don't matter. You're gonna be your own person, and you don't have to be the nerd or the jock or the prep or the punk kid or the indie kid. You can be the indie kid who likes video games, or the jock who likes video games, or the indie kid who likes sports. You can be whatever you want to be, and that's the one thing that I hope you guys get out of this video. For you guys who just like kind of come past it. For most of you, you'll be interested in the GSL StarCraft 2 stuff, but there's also the other side of it to where you just want to keep improving. That's my message to the GSL. You guys just want to keep improving. You're doing a good job. There's just little tweaks that would make it so much better. But that's it for me. I know I've been rambling probably for a while. I haven't been keeping track, so I'm sure I'm almost to like 45 minutes or so. But anyways, that's for me, guys. More vlog type stuff coming. Please comment below. Please comment below and tell me if you guys like this type of thing. Anyways, that's it for me. Lates.